Welcome to the show, everyone. Woo-hoo! When you hear that, you know I have Michael Henderson in the studio with me,
we're here.
and he's live here today. You are the owner of Tapestry Insurance Group. Welcome back to the show. You know, what you do is, I must say to everybody, you are a seniors advocate. You are so incredible, and I love the way that you bring fun and happiness into a very serious subject.
Yeah, we try to. Yeah, you know, it's all about helping people and having fun doing it. Might as well. Life's too short.
Right. Well, you know, a lot of people have a lot of questions when it comes to their Medicare, and what you have always said, number one, this is the one thing I know you say over and over again. The one thing that you want to tell people is to please use somebody local.
Yeah, I believe so. You know, if a local agent's going to know the market, they're going to know more about the doctor networks and things like that than somebody that's in, you know, Milwaukee or, you know, wherever, somebody else on a call center, right? On television, you know, they're not just looking at stuff on a computer screen, although we do look stuff up on the computer screen, but we're local, we have your back. And I think that's important. I think, you know, also that human connection is important. Being able to sit across from an agent and talk to them as real people versus trying to understand this over the phone. There's a lot to it, and we do try to boil it down and educate people. But to do that over the phone where they don't have something black and white in front of them to support what you're saying, I think that's hard to do.
It does. And, you know, you're all about education.
Yeah, it's really all about education. You know, we are licensed insurance agents, so by that I guess there's a sales aspect to it. But for me, the reason I got into this business, and actually the reason I started the agency, was to empower agents to help the community. And by that, what I mean is we want to educate people on something that is so, it's just hard to understand. It's confusing.
Is the right word.
Yeah, it's very confusing. You know, when you think about it, people, they don't really think about their health insurance much during their lifetime because it's provided by an employer or, you know, something like that, or a spouse has it and you just add on to the policy. But when you retire and you go on to Medicare, now you're getting all this mail and stacking up on your kitchen counter, right? You know, you got a foot high of advertisements and you see ads on TV and you get books from the government and you know, on what it is, and it's just very confusing. So we try to break that down into simpler terms and into bite-sized pieces so you can educate yourself on it.
Well, it's a free service to you.
Yeah.
It just makes sense, and it makes sense to speak to somebody local. This is huge here. When we first started, and I think it's like 7 years. I know we've said it maybe.
It's been a while. I don't
It's been a long
know.
time. And I thank you so much for all the time that you've been on too, because we are trying to educate the public out there. And when you first started coming on, we actually had a sign. I don't know where that sign went, but every day is a Medicare day. You know, a lot of people think, right, that, oh, in October, that's when I think, but no, every day's a Medicare day.
Yeah, you know, there's people turning 65 every day. There's people that are over 65 that continued working, and now they're retiring from work, and so they need to look at their Medicare options. People that move, all kinds of things. Actually, it was on one of the news channels, I don't know, but this year they're terming this year Peak 65.
Peak 65.
Yeah.
What does that mean?
What they're saying
That's it?
is
After 65 you're done?
No, they're saying this is the year that more people are turning 65. It's the peak of the baby boomers, I guess.
Okay, it makes sense.
Yeah, and so I didn't coin that term. I just am repeating it from whatever news channel I heard
you
about.
Heard on.
But they're calling it Peak 65. So more people are turning 65 every day, every month than in the past many years. And so
people were busy at one time.
Yeah, so more than ever, any day's a Medicare day because of the people turning 65 or the people retiring, all kinds of stuff.
The other thing is, and I'm going to tell you, because my ex-husband, who were very, very close, and I'm sure he's listening, people also have other questions, right?
Of course.
So right now, it's a new year. A lot of people are going to the doctors and getting themselves taken care of with things, but if you change the plan and now you maybe have a different deductible, I think he had something like that happen where the question arises where, oh wait, I'm not sure I understand this. Well, you know, if you're talking to somebody on an 800 number, on someone on television or whatever, you're not going to be able to do that. Having somebody here local, you can call and talk to you and help you. You know, you'll be able to help them.
Yeah, you know, when you call into a place to because you have an issue with one piece of your plan. So let's just say you have an issue with one of the copays or one of the things that's with it, like the dental insurance or something like that. That's all that person on the other end of the phone is tuning into. They want to solve for that one piece, and get you changed over to another plan to solve for that piece. The problem with it is they're not taking into consideration all the other pieces of the puzzle to make sure that gets taken care of, along with not jeopardizing anything else that you have. And I've had it happen with clients before.
Wow.
Where they will call an 800 number or something like that, and talk to somebody, and that person tunes in, they get them switched to a plan, and then they find out all of a sudden that one of their doctors isn't in the network, or they find out that their other copays are higher because they got a better deal on something else. There's only so much money that these plans have to put into benefits, into copays and things, and they put it in somewhere. So if one gets really, really good, then the others tend to not be as good, of the copays. That's hard to explain. I don't know how to do that on the
It's
radio.
not equal.
Yeah, so we try to educate people on their options and then present options to them that will fit for them, and then you make the decision. You're in the driver's seat. And that's the important part, is taking that whole package.
But
into
having
consideration.
somebody who's local who can explain it to you in our I want to say layman's
In
terms.
human terms.
Right. Because, listen, when you try and do it on your own, you can go up there, but there's no way you can understand it. You're educated on this, but this is your passion.
So what we do, we go through certifications every year. Like an insurance agent that works in Medicare, they go through certifications every year with the different carriers they represent. They're up on the plans. They hopefully know the networks, like I was saying earlier. So it's their opportunity to, educate you on your options again, and also then present options to you that will fit. And
Now,
then you make the choice.
You are, you service the entire Southwest.
Yeah.
Talk for me, because I can't talk.
Yeah, we're here.
It's COVID. I don't understand it. I must have allergies.
Yeah, we do. We serve the entire Southwest. We actually are in all 50 states, but primarily the Southwest. We work with agents all over the country, but we want to really help people in the Medicare community understand what their options are, and I think that's really important. I've had people break down in tears across the kitchen table from me, not because they were upset, but the relief after they made a decision
and understanding it
based on the facts, based on their situation, and then they feel such relief, and it's pretty awesome, actually.
Now, one thing about this, you have to leave a message when you call.
Yes.
When you call Michael, and the reason why is because there's rules to this.
Yep.
And that's for your protection. So you can call him at 480-847-0701. It's a free service to you, and he services all 50 states, but mainly here too. And
Yep.
we always say in the Southwest. I didn't know it was all 50 states.
Well, we're primarily Southwest. Most of our agents are here in Arizona. That's where we started. We've been around for over 10 years now here in Arizona, and so our love is here.
And you know what? He does love. You are a seniors advocate, and
Yep.
he wants to help make sure that you're educated and using somebody local. He said that is the one thing that you try and stress the most. And about the education part of this, it's all about that, folks. And you know what? There's always questions. People have it every single day that something comes up. Maybe you get a different medication that comes into, all of a sudden.
Medications, doctors,
There's a million things. Now, we're going to go to a break. When we come back, we're going to talk further. The phone number again, and leave a message when you call. It's 480-847-0701. It is a free service to you. He services the entire Southwest. Again, make sure that you call somebody local here. And Michael, he makes it not only great to learn, but also fun. Again, 480-847-0701. Hang tight. We'll be back in just a minute.
Yay! Oh.
I have a question to ask you. Do you want to bring in anything that I'm not bringing up that I didn't ask you before you came on?
No, I think in the last segment maybe we talk about being an insurance agent.
Looking for agents?
Yeah. Maybe talk a
Signing
little
on?
bit about what we do, and for auto and homeowners agents, if they want to add Medicare, or people that are looking at a different career, or whatever it might be. Maybe talk a little bit about that. I don't know.
We don't do that very often.
We haven't broached that subject in a while.
Okay, that sounds really good.
That's always fun.
Mm-hmm. It's always good to, hire new.
Yeah, yeah. We're always looking for good people that care. People that want it, that have that serving mind. We
Right.
find that, military retirees, teachers, they've served their community, and I think that's important.
Yeah, I do think that it needs to be somebody who obviously care, and I was telling my daughter, who's a teacher, about possibly doing something like this on the side. She ended up actually getting out of teaching and is doing something a little different. A rehab place reached out to her.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so
That's
she's excited
good.
about something different. Way more money, but. I do think it'd be perfect, because a lot of teachers, that's what they say, I don't make enough money, Well, this way you can supplement that, and it's easy because you're teaching, right?
Yeah, you're educating people. I mean, the hardest part is getting in front of people, obviously, with anything. There's some work to it, but it's fun. I don't know. I'm weird. I enjoy it.
No.
Yeah.
You know what I think what you enjoy is, first of all, you're a people person.
Yeah, I love the people.
You do. You like to talk. You have the gift of gab. Has anyone ever told you that? But you have a great personality, right? You're fun.
I try. Yeah.
And I'm not saying that you're a jokester or anything like that, but you're fun. You're up, right?
Yeah.
I mean, and I think you're not really serious, right?
No.
And you just try and you're there to help them understand something that I'm sure, and I probably have asked you this before. What's the number one question you get asked?
Oh yeah, 100 times we've gone through it, right? And there's so many. I mean, everybody has a different top need. Like everybody has something that is important to them that's different than somebody else. For some people, it's their medications because they're diabetic and they have insulin and it's really expensive. Or for some people, it's travel or whatever.
Yeah.
But so it just depends on.
Everybody has a different question when it comes to this.
Oh yeah.
Woohoo! Well, we've got Michael Henderson,
We're back.
who's the owner of Tapestry Insurance Group, and we are back in the studio here with everybody. We're live on Facebook, so hi to everybody out there. At the break, we always talk to Facebook land out there, and I love to do that because it's kind of neat. We go a little bit longer in here. And before we go into something that you wanted to talk about, I want, again, to stress to everybody out there, with Michael, you get not only the education, the passion that he has for seniors out there to understand something that is really not easy to understand. A lot of people, especially seniors, they like to ask their friends,
Sure. Well, as people we do, right? We want a recommendation, like who painted your house?
Right.
Who did whatever. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
But there's a problem when that comes with Medicare, because there's a big reason why you shouldn't. Go ahead.
Yeah. There's lots of plans. There's, I don't know, between 7 and 80 different Advantage plans here in Maricopa County. There's supplement plans, there's prescription drug plans, and your neighbor, your friend, the people you go eat lunch with, they might be on the best plan for them. And so when you ask them, hey, what plan should I go on to? They're going to say what they're on, which is fine. That's great. The problem is you have a different situation. You have different medical needs. You probably have different financial needs, things like that. And so we want to take all that into account. And that's the important thing. You need to get educated and sure, talk to your friends, but don't think because they're on a plan that's right for them or that's going to be the same one that's right for you.
That's right. And even your spouse could even be on something completely different than you, because you're going to be maybe taking different prescriptions most likely.
Yeah. It's the first time in your life, especially if you've been on an employer plan through your work. Normally you have to be on the same plan, you and your spouse, right? But with Medicare, you guys can pick the plan that's right for you, so you can each be on a different plan. That's the beautiful part of it. It's not something where you're stuck on a plan that works, quote unquote, for everybody.
And Michael likes to stress for everybody the one thing that's the most important thing that he wants to get out there is call someone local.
Yeah.
That's really important.
Yeah, it is. We would love for you to call us. Obviously, that's what we do. If you have a local agent, that's fine. Grant, we're not here to say, anything about that. I just don't want people to call and think that they're going to get the same service over the phone that they would in person from a local agent. So call somebody local. Call us, of course, but if you have a local agent, that's great.
His number is 847-0701. Leave a message, because that's one thing that you do have to do. He can't call you back unless you do. It is a free service to you, and he services the entire Southwest, and as a matter of fact, even all 50 states. We're going to talk a little bit about something that we don't always talk about.
Yeah.
And you said you want to talk a little bit about agents.
Yeah, something new. Well, it's not new. We haven't talked about it in a while, though. But, we're always looking for people that have that helping mind, too. Or somebody that just wants to add another product to their portfolio. So we are licensed and contracted agents with the different carriers, and we do help agents get started in this field. So as Tapestry Insurance Group, we help agents get started. If you have an auto and homeowners agency and you do that, or you're the person you have your autos and homeowners insurance through, tell them they could add Medicare to their portfolio if they want to, and give them our number. We've helped a lot of agencies start and add this product, and we've also helped people just start in insurance fresh. You need your insurance license, and we have discounts for that. And then but I think you got to have. Well, there's nothing you got to have, but I think people that do really well in this industry are people that care, first of all, about other people. Veterans, retired military, teachers that have that education mindset, people that want to serve the community and do really well, because what I feel like, I've said this on the show before, is I feel like I volunteer every day, but I'm able to pay my bills.
Right.
And so having that service mind, I think really helps people. So yeah, we're just looking for good people that might want a second career, or just might want to add something to their portfolio of insurance they already do. If you do life insurance, you could add this on the other, on the health side. So it's a lot of fun.
Also, too, there's right now, like we're in this. Everybody talks about how, their inflation and money and money.
Sure.
Well, listen, you might be retired and find out that you're maybe not like being so retired. You have a little bit too much time on you. What a wonderful thing to be able to do. And the neat thing about, if you're already retired, is that they also relate, people relate to one another, right?
Yeah, I have several agents that are in their 70s. We're not outside digging ditches in the summertime.
No.
We're talking with people. We're just spreading what we love as far as, and that's information. I think information is great. I love information.
Right.
And so, we have agents that are partially retired, or they're retired from their career, but they say they're partially retired because they still do Medicare.
Right.
And, gives a little extra spending money or whatever.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Maybe you are a teacher. A lot of kids, I hear over and over again how the teachers don't get paid, and they don't get paid well. We know that.
Oh, not
but
enough,
you know
for
what?
sure.
Exactly. We know that. But sometimes you got to take the bull by the horns, do something on your own, or just maybe you haven't been working in a long time. A lot of people, maybe you got hit hard when the crash came, or you just want to add something to your life, right? Or like you said, if you already have a portfolio you said going, maybe you want to add something to it. And it's so easy, because now that they're already in it, they're licensed, right?
Well,
or does it have to be a special license?
No, it's not special, but like somebody that does life insurance may not have their health insurance license, because they're two separate licenses you get with the state. You can have your health and life, or you can have both. So if your health or life license, we've got discounts to get your health insurance license on the education prep and things like that. So there's some work to do. But like I said, it's a lot of fun. You learn a lot. You meet good people out here.
New career, but what's really great is your own boss.
That's your own boss.
Yeah, your own boss. That to me is already right there. Sounds great.
Yeah, I have an agent that she came in yesterday to the office, and she was telling me they're going. Her and a friend, which is another agent. They're both agents. They're going to Spain this summer to do a trek. And she was apologizing for being out of the area and stuff. And I said, no, this is why we do this. Is you are able to help people like crazy when you're here, but you get to take some time and go enjoy life and go on this trek or whatever with a friend of yours. And she smiled and she said, yeah, that's right.
Yeah, so, that's cool to be your own boss.
Yeah.
And the other thing that I want to say too, and I have to say this, there's so many people out there, and you can't. My ex used to say you can't own the phone book, right? You can't. Yeah. And there's so many. So and people, there's always a need, and people resonate with certain people. That's why you have all those people that work for you.
There is a need, and well, like we were saying, it's peak 65 this year. This is what they're calling it.
Everybody knows this is the highest peak of 65-year-olds.
People turning 65.
Wow.
That's what they're saying. I don't know. So yeah, there's lots of need. There's competition. It's not easy work, but it's fun work. Or I think it's fun.
Well,
I'm
you
a
know
little
what
weird.
I think is fun too is that you get to meet people,
The
right?
stories you hear,
yeah,
it's wonderful.
yeah.
It's wonderful.
I mean, so when you go in, you'd usually go to their home, or they do. How does that work?
Yeah, everybody's different. Sometimes they'll want to come to the office. A lot of times we go to people's homes or meet in a coffee shop or something like that. Some people don't want you to go to their house. So yeah, we meet in lots of places. 9 times out of 10, we go to people's homes and meet with them. Some still want to do it over the phone. We'll send them the materials so that they can flip through the pages on their computer when we're going through it. So some still want the phone, but we're still local for them if they need us. It just depends. But yeah, it's. You hear some stories, people of their travels, of their of their careers, of their family.
Seniors
it's
like
wonderful.
to talk.
Yes, it's so fun. Of
And
their
you
dogs.
You must love, because I know you're such a people person. I was talking to you about that at the break, about how your personality is just so perfect for this.
Yeah, it's just fun to hear people's history and stories as much we don't pry obviously, but it's what they want to do. It's just I don't know. I get it's just a lot of fun for me.
Satisfaction, I think it's what it is.
Yeah, it's very satisfying, and like I said, we can pay the bills doing it.
And I think the most important thing is that, especially when seniors are on these, let's say, medications that are really expensive, right? You can help them saving money. That's a big part of what you do. And I know that people really appreciate when you do that.
Yeah, it's huge. Like I said, I think in the first segment today, I've had people break down in tears across the kitchen table from me not because they were upset or sad, it's the relief. They were so confused. They had this pile of mail, like I was talking about, a foot high on their kitchen counter. They had this book that's, almost a half-inch thick from the federal government that's on newsprint. And all this stuff, and they're just overwhelmed. And then when we did this education and made it in bite-sized pieces, and then they made a choice, it was just the flood of emotion that came over them. It's just, that's so much fun to me.
Especially when they're happy with the dollars that they're going to have to pay, because it's not free, right? But you make it so that when you find out about somebody, it's all about your story, and that's important to you.
And making it work for them.
What are your final words?
Give us a call if you want to, if you're somebody out there that needs help with their Medicare, or if you're somebody that wants to help people with their Medicare. Give us a call.
Give them a call. That phone number is 480-847-0701. He services not only the Southwest, but now here all of the 50 states. Main thing is, please leave a message. It is a free service to you, and what Michael says is, number one, he wants to educate, that's what he's all about, but also, please call somebody local. That is the most important thing that he wants. He'd love you to call him. Again, that phone number is 480-847-0701. Woohoo! Let me just turn that off.